Well, 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 it hasn't even been a week. Before I start, it is thundering outside, so if you hear that in the background, don't even worry about it. So, what could this account share be talking about today? Well, I come to you to inform you that we give up on trying to take first from GTFO. Now, you might be wondering, what the heck? You said you were going to get first place from them. Yeah, well, it was also to show that they're account sharing. It is currently, that is the wrong thing. It is currently 6 days into the season, and we are hard stuck in fourth because these guys consistently climb at the same rate, if not faster, every single day. Now, what do I mean by that? I made a tweet about this on the second day of the season. Here, it's been 47 hours since the new season started. They're at legend 59 and 57. They have been climbing literally nonstop. You can't tell me they're not account sharing. If we whip open the calculator, 59 legends divided by 47 hours means they have been climbing. If the account is running 24/7, they would have been climbing for 1.255 legends per hour. That's assuming they play 24/7. If they instead played 20 hours a day, it would then be 1.475 legends an hour. Now, I don't know how many of you have climbed ladder before, but this is an extraordinarily difficult number to reach. Even 1.25 legends an hour is on average is extraordinarily difficult to get. And another thing, if we were to take 24 hours in a day times the amount of days in a season, take that times their at the time 1.25 legends an hour, they should be, in theory, if 24/7 hours a day for 2 weeks climbing, they should reach legend 450-ish by the end of a 2-week period. That's assuming they push 24/7, get the consistent 1.25 legends, which it's not going to get that high anymore because we're done trying. Since day 2, the gap has been steadily increasing every single day, and there's nothing we can do about it because they just don't stop. Tell me how this makes sense to you people. An account that has stated multiple times that it is climbing for 24 hours in a day, every single day. How can you tell me there are 3 people climbing consistently faster than that for a 6-day period? How do you justify that? If the gap was closing, you could argue that nah, it's not that plausible. But the gap between third and fourth grows every single day, and there's nothing I can do. I can give you most of the details pertaining to what we have been doing to climb. There are 4 of us, myself included, so 3 others. I will not tell you names. If they want to come publicly to state who they are, they can do so themselves. Until then, they remain anonymous. 3 out of the 4 of us have been placed in top 10 before, so we know how the grind works. We're used to it. We can do. The other one's just an all-around good player, so that's he also thinks ladder is a joke, so he doesn't climb because it's, fucking stupid. We worked the first 2 or 3 days in 6-hour shifts each. On day 3, we realized the gap was getting too big between us, and we needed to do some scheduling changes. The best player out of us took a 16-hour shift while I played on his account to make up for that, because if he wasn't going to be climbing on my account, he was going to be climbing on. As for the other 2, their hours decreased and were replaced with mine because they had other life stuff that they had to do. Now, one of the big reasons that I am calling it off is, besides the gap, is one of them is having to stop doing it completely due to schooling and life stuff, and that's that type. And it's in a weird time zone that there's really not anyone that I can get to replace it to match or be better than his level of play. And as I mentioned earlier, after the roster change, I was climbing on the good players account, like not the best players account, and I will tell you that he is in top 50. I will not tell you who it is. Again, if he wants to come forward, he can say so. Until then, he's in top 50, and that's all you get out of that. So I was putting in my own work for my own account. Just want to throw that out there. Just not on my account, just to make up for the fact, you know what I mean. It's not difficult to understand. Now I see this a lot. I see this a lot. Why do you care? Why do you care? First of all, In the Japanese tournament, top 10 got a invite to the World Championship Series. Now, this is a whole nother thing. PPG Season 2. It's looking like... I made this Reddit thread, okay? It's looking like Bushiroad themselves, or Game Studio or whatever, is going to give out the extra 20 invites for PPG. Now, why does this matter? Because if the PPG seasonal tournament, or the final tournament, is the exact same as the Japanese tournament, then we should expect to see first place get 50,000 gems. Do you know how much money that's worth? So right here in DF's video, this is how the Japanese tournament worked. There was a qualifier, a last minute qualifier, I believe, and then the top 10 got invites from 3 seasons, which all culminated into a 64-man tournament. Top 10 in 3 seasons, right? So that's 30 people, 10 for each season. Bushiroad will be handing out 20 invites. Now, what does that mean? Here is the schedule for PPG, all right? When this went out, it was like 2 or 3 days ago, so it was like Saturday or Friday right here. We are currently on this Sunday right here, okay? So the reindeer season ends right here, okay? Then we have Alice season, which ends right here, okay? The next season after that is Star Call Trumpeter. That doesn't end until after the season finals are concluded. So why wouldn't those 20 Bushiroad invites, why wouldn't they be the same as for the Japanese? Now, that hurts the game's competitive side, because if top 10 are just going to get invites, then what's stopping them from account sharing? It is literally not... An email was sent out to Bushiroad or Game Studio regarding account sharing, and this is what the response was. Thank you for your inquiry. This is the Vanguard Zero support team. Regarding your inquiry, we encourage customers to not share their account for security purposes. We encourage customers. It is the exact same situation as auto macro VP farming. It is encouraged not to do it, but it is not bannable. Now, what does this mean for solo players? Well, it means they're either going to have to start account sharing, assuming, of course, that these 20 invites are for top 10, because top 10 is basically secured for reindeer. If that's the case, then the people who are already in top 10 are basically getting invites. And otherwise, it might be top 20 for Alice season, which I wouldn't be opposed to because it would only make sense. The only way that seems fine is if they address this before Alice season starts. Now, how can they address it? Probably by enforcing bans, not doing retroactive bans. GTFO shouldn't be banned for previous account sharing. However, if Game Studio comes out and says account sharing is now bannable, that means any account sharing after the fact should ban. That's not just defending me because I am account sharing. That is also because retroactive bans are fucking stupid. That's like YouTubers getting their videos taken down from the website when they said something in it that was acceptable 10 years ago. Like that's not how this works. So what does this matter to you? Well, unless you plan on account sharing to get in top 10, you better qualify for the PPG tournament, which is projected to have 50,000 gems for first place, 30,000 for second. It's probably going to be, it might, I can't say. The announcement hasn't gone out yet. This was like 2 days ago, and Bushy hasn't said anything on the fact. But assuming it's the same as the Japanese tournament, just say goodbye to these rewards unless you plan on actually qualifying for the thing. But on the flip side, going for top 10 is far different from qualifying in these tournaments. Because, I mean, look at this. It's 6 days in, right? The top 100 cutoff is Legend 52. That's about normal for 6 days in. But then it immediately jumps up around top 20. 70, 80, 90, 110, 120, 150, 180, almost 190. And all three of these dudes, all three of them are in GTFO. Guarantee they share first place at the end of this season. I called it last season. I'm gonna call it again. All three of them are gonna share first place, and you're just gonna see me big chillin' in 4th place like a little scrub. So, bottom line, 24/7 account beaten out by quote-unquote solar players. I think the fuck not. PPG Season 2 is going to invite top 10 for Reindeer and Alice season. Possibly top 20 for Alice, which would be preferred in my opinion, if they address the account. And fuck you, GTFO, you bunch of fuck.